Hello everybody, welcome to the summer 2025 session of CS1B, Intermediate Software Design in Java. This is the second in the series of Java courses. There is 1A, this is 1B, and then followed by 1C. My name is Manish Thagat. I'll be the instructor of this course, so let's get started. We will be using Canvas for this course. Now the recording here might say winter 2025, but I'm recording this on June 26th, and I'll replace this link with this video. Now the way for us to communicate and for you to communicate with the rest of the class are discussion groups, which can be accessed right here. If you have a more one-on-one question, such as for your grade, you can contact me through the Canvas inbox or through the campus email. This course is completely online, but it moves at twice the pace of a normal quarter. We will be having this course over 6 weeks versus 12 weeks in a normal quarter. So it is very important that you stay engaged and keep up with everything, as there are no late submissions allowed in this quarter. There are office hours that we might make more or less frequent. Do send me a note ahead of time if you plan to attend, so I'm not sitting there on the Zoom call by myself. Most of the grade is programming assignments. There is a midterm and a final and some participation activities. Here are the dates for the midterm and final. We do have a text, Introduction to Java Programming by Daniel Liang. It is important to have a good text so that we can learn Java in a consistent way. Now, it is expected that you have taken CS1A already. In lesson 1, I will share the videos I have when I teach CS1A. So if you wanted to review that, and our first assignment is just a review assignment to make sure that we are all on the same page. And then we really get into object-oriented programming. We talk about objects and inheritance. We get into exception handling, abstract classes and interfaces, deep and shallow copies. And then we kind of stop and we take the midterm. And we follow this with generics. We talk about more sophisticated data structures such as collections, sets, and maps. And then we get into some really interesting stuff and a very interesting assignment using event-driven programming to do a little UI application. And then we close it off with recursion and the final. The grading scale is pretty typical for our college. Do note that when I'm giving an example, I'm using IntelliJ, but you are free to use any other IDE that you please, that you're used to. I do find some part of the class ends up using Eclipse, but I do not intend to answer questions about Eclipse or IntelliJ. Hopefully you are well versed in that. Also, feel free to keep your stuff in Git, but these are assignments, so please don't share them publicly on Git. But again, I do not plan to talk about source code control. A typical week will be lessons released twice, once on Sunday, once on Thursday. There will be some reading from our text and videos featuring myself, some review quizzes, participation activities, and then the majority of the grade is the programming assignment. There are no late submissions that we can accommodate because it's such a short period over the summer that you must keep up. We do have discussion groups available, but if you're posting your code, please anonymize it. Don't share your assignment as is in the discussion group. Do send me private messages if you want to talk about something. The other thing I would like to say is there's an art to asking good questions. A good question is something that tells me what you've tried and where you are stuck and how I can help you. A not such a good question is where you give me no information, such as I just don't understand, I'm lost, I really don't know how I can help you with this. So do share what you've tried, where you've gotten stuck, what error messages you're getting, so I can help you better. This is an online class, so there's no notion of attendance, but we do keep an eye on your participation and logging into Canvas. Do note of the drops and withdrawal dates. There are certain conditions where I am required to drop you for non-participation. So please make sure that you do want to be in the class and you're not enrolled by mistake. And I will ping you and let you know that, hey, you are about to be dropped. Here's some information about disabilities and accommodations. Do make sure that all your work is your own. Programming is not a group sport. It is something that you do individually. So do not collaborate with anybody. I would like to see your own original work. It is really, really easy for me to spot where two people are turning in things that are very, very similar. So how do you get started? You would go to modules, go to lesson 0 and set up your IDE and post the first week introductions. Go here, you'd say click on reply and post something about yourself. I've done it for myself here. All right, I'm excited about building your knowledge of Java and taking it to the next level and talking to you about all the complex things that you can do in Java and making you more of an expert with Java programming. So let's get started.